I'm super excited to welcome this beautiful woman to the stage. Her name is Dawn Jones. But before I get, oh yeah, because Dawn is popular. Before I get to, the business and the professional side of things and speak about how great she is via her bio, I would like to talk about her personally, like I always do. Because I have, of course, had the pleasure of knowing Dawn since 2018 at the first retreat as well for Audacious Faith. But in addition to knowing her through the Audacious Faith, I've actually been able to know her personally because she is not only my big sister, but she's also one of my business partners, as she is contracted through my publishing company as our lead designer. So literally probably the last 6 or 7 books, she's designed their cover, the interior, and everything. And she works with such diligence, such integrity, such excellency. And she is an encourager. I am so honored that I get to do life and business with Dawn. I'm so honored that every Monday at 2:15, we get to catch up and pray as well as do business together. And that's what Audacious Faith is all about, a community where you can get to do life and business with one another. So I'm super excited to be able to introduce my sister who, when I was alluding to like different times where, or that time I was like in depression in like 2018, and Suzanne kind of helped me out, but she came on the practical. Suzanne helped me with some practical mental stuff. She came on the practical side of things and really helped me to get out a book. And I told you guys my 3rd book. She's the person who designed that workbook. She really helped me when I was in a bind, and I got approved through her efforts. My book and my 2nd and 3rd book were approved to be in a school in New York, and that's a 5-figure. And so literally, because she stepped up when I was in a bind, I could not repay her. And I was like, sis, I want you to be the lead designer of my company. And we've been doing life together ever since in business. So without further ado, I just wanted to go ahead and put her on blast of how she helped me. Dawn Jordan Jones is a brand activation strategist specializing in branding, marketing, and web and graphic design, and is the founder and CEO of 2911 Media. She is also the founder of Lord 365, and if you want to check that out, it's actually the word Lord, the spelling of 3, then the number 65.com, an inspirational products company. So without further ado, let's welcome my big sis, Dawn Jones, to the stage. Looking like a snack. Looking so cute.
Now, I need to explain something really quick. I'm actually co-chairing this conference in addition to Candace Arnold. So the ladies have seen me in jeans and tennis shoes for the last 3 days. But I can clean up a little bit. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for the warm welcome. And thank you to our viewers online. Just glad to have you here. How many of you are on the path with your business, but you're not sure it's the right path? How many of you want more for your business, but you're not sure how to get there? And how many of you thought the title to this talk was a little weird? I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Dawn Jordan Jones, and I'm a brand activation strategist. Now, I know that's a really fancy title, kind of weird, but I like something to be unique because it speaks to me. I remember the day that I developed that, and I was so excited because I was like, no one else is using this. This is it. And I called my coach. And I said, I got it. And she says, okay, what is it? And I said, brand activation strategist. And so she's just like, well, beloved. And in the marketing industry, and sometimes in sales, we have a term of don't call the customer's baby ugly. So if it's their idea, you don't shoot it down. You put a bow on it, shave the mustache off the female baby, and kind of put it out into the marketplace. So that's what she did. And in my true form, if anybody knows me, when I really believe in something, I really believe in something. And my mother swears, God rest her soul, that I should have actually gone to law school because I debated everything and always had all the data. So in my law and order way, I approached Lethea as only ADA Alex Cabot could do. And for those of you who are Law and Order fans, it's coming back. Yes, yes. So, but I said, well, one, no one else was using it. Two, what I do is help activate brands in the marketplace. You can have a brand, create it, make it look great, but if it's not activated in the marketplace, nobody knows about it. And the third point is, I already bought the domain name. So she's just like, okay, roll with it. So that's what I do. Essentially, what I do for my clients is I help them market their truth and attract the people that they're called to serve. Now, we've all worked with people that we were not called to serve. And we know how that turned out. And I think we could put that on tap for 2022 as a conversation, maybe a talk or a breakout of what you don't do. So anyway, I want to thank Lethea and my sisters, the women of Audacious Faith. You have heard multiple times over the last few days about what love looks like. And when I tell you, as you have heard repeatedly, I walked into a room with 10 women, or to a house with 10 women in 2018. I knew no one. Actually, I didn't realize I knew one person. That's another whole conversation. But I knew no one. And I left at the end of the weekend with 10 sisters that I can do life with. So, and without your love and your support and you're cheering me on and you're kicking me out of the nest and say, fly, flap your wings on the way down, I would not be here today. So just wanted to say thanks. This is for you. If you're working so hard on your business and you desire to go to the next level, this is for you. If God gave you a business with a purpose, but you know there's got to be a better way. And this is for you if you want to be more like Jesus in your business. Now let's deal with the title really quickly. Live, work, and market like Jesus. Live like Jesus? Got it. Work like Jesus? Got it. Market like Jesus? Now the names, we all know that, and just get some clarity. I believe in the Trinity and believing they are one. So when I say Jehovah, I'm talking about Jesus and God at the same time. So any of the Bible scholars that want to get me later, that's fine. Bring it. So I'm just explaining that. But we all know the names of Jehovah Rapha and Jehovah Nisi and Jehovah Shalom. But have you ever heard of Jesus Shavuk? That's what marketer is in Hebrew. He was the ultimate marketer. People are still following him today. I bet you McDonald's wish they could figure that out without the fries. So today we're going to look and examine Jesus through the eyes of marketing. Now, Jesus had a purpose. As the kids say, you have one job. He knew what he was called to do. He knew what he had to do. And he knew his work was required in this earth. So with your business, what's your purpose? Why did you open your business? And why does your business help you fulfill your purpose? If you don't know these answers, you need to figure it out. So take some time, get with God, and allow him to share that and open that up for you. Because if you don't have that, you're going to be in the same place you are right now a year from now. Jesus believed in his purpose. He didn't waver. He trusted his Father even when he got weary. I know we've all had Gethsemane moments. Jesus did too, but that didn't stop him from fulfilling his purpose. His belief was so strong in what he was accomplishing that he converted everybody else to believe what he believed. Your faith in your business needs to be just as unwavering. Because if you don't believe in you, nobody else will. So Jesus was consistent with his message. Anybody that knows, and I'm really dating myself, vinyl records, if you had a skip or a crack, what would happen? It was a broken record. Jesus was like a broken record. It just kept recording and recording, going back and back and back. It was the same message. He was consistent day in and day out. Let's look at McDonald's and Nike. McDonald's has been around for 66 years. The I Loving It theme, slogan, campaign, they have been running it since 2003. Now, they've continued to do research, studies, because they got that type of pocketbook, and they're like, yeah, we're staying right here because it's working. My dad used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nike has been doing their Just Do It campaign since 1988. It's consistency in its best form, and they're raking in billions. Consistency is how you need to operate your business because your clients will come to depend on that. Jesus took his business on the road. He wasn't received in his own home. So he's like, I got to get up out of here. You cannot impact the business, and he couldn't impact the world if he had just stayed at home. So you have to get on the road, sis. Get out there. We say, get on the road. God did not give you the abilities and talents that he did in your business for you to sit at home. Those abilities that God gave you, they're not for you. They're for the marketplace. And that's why he gave them to you. Your business is meant for someone and someone somewhere. And they're waiting for you to show up. Jesus had influencers. I had 12. They rolled deep. And they continued to spread his message after he left and went to glory. Develop your influencers, sis. They will share your message when you aren't around. I have been very blessed that in the 6 years that I've had my business, that I only have one client that did not come to me through a referral. One. I serve my clients and they tell other people. That doesn't get any better than that. But make sure that your clients know what you do and can articulate that clearly and simply. I have one client who is actually my boss for a brief time, and I knew I was only sent to work there so she and I could connect. And 10 years later, we're doing life and business together. If you were to ask her, because she's one of those people that moves really, really fast, and she's a visionary, she couldn't tell you what I do. And I've done stuff for her. I've done websites, graphics, the whole 9 yards, and she's just like, just call Dawn. But she's so selling in what she does. She's able to sell that people, I get calls just because, well, Faith told me to call you, so I'm calling. So if your message is heartfelt, it will resonate with those that you are called to serve. Now, Jesus taught his influencers how to share the message. Like I said, there's nothing worse than an influencer who doesn't know how to support you. So you have to equip them with what you want them to say. You have to make it plain. Write the vision, make it plain so others can run with it. And that's what you want them to do. Now, Jesus' message was both timely and timeless. It was very immediate at that time for people to know and come to know who he was and how they could have eternal life through his Father. And it's the same message today. Same for your business. You need to share how you can meet an immediate need, address an area of hurt, and then plus help them with an ongoing issue. Because you don't want to address the area of hurt and then you going on, because we have to keep repeating the cycle of bringing on new clients. That's just another whole ball of wax. Given all that we know about Jesus, his message transcended the test of time. If you are following in his footsteps, literally and figuratively, you are putting yourself in a position for your business to go to the next level and see a success that you have never seen before. His message is still relevant 2,000 years later. And so that's what you need to take away from that. We can only hope the same for our business. So, know your purpose, be consistent, and get out of your own way and get on the road. My name is Dawn Jordan Jones, and thank you for the opportunity.